Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve a few CAT questions which are relevant to the quant, and we are going to discuss five different quant questions from five different quant topics. So you can see the first question on the screen. It is on the topic mixture and allegations. It is given that a container has a mixture of milk and water in the ratio 7 is to 3. A certain amount of the mixture is replaced with pure water and the new ratio becomes 1 is to 1. What amount of the initial mixture was replaced? So let us assume the initial amount of milk was 7 liters and the water was 3 liters. So total it will be 10 liters. Now let us say we replace x liter of this solution. So as it is a homogeneous mixture, whenever we are given a question of mixture and allegations, we have to always assume that the mixture is a homogeneous one, which means that even if we remove the x part from this mixture, this x part will also have milk and water in the ratio 7:3. So in this x, milk will be 7 and water will be 3 in this proportion. So this will be equivalent to 7x by 7 plus 10, and the amount of water will be equivalent to 7x by 7x by 7 plus 3, and water will be 3x by 7 plus 3. So this will be 7x by 10 and milk will be 3x by 10. So now after we perform this action, the amount of milk left will be 7 liter, which was initial value. Then we replaced this amount of value, which is 7x by 10. So milk left will be 7 minus 7x by 10. Similarly for water, it will be 3 minus 3x by 10. It is said that after removing the x, we are adding an equal amount of pure water to the mixture. So the amount of water will increase by x. So the amount of water finally in the mixture will be 3 plus 7x by 10. Now finally it is said that the new ratio become 1 is to 1, which is nothing but the amount of milk and water become equal. So we have to equate the amount of milk, which is 7 minus 7x by 10, to the amount of water, which is 3 plus 7x by 10. So taking 3 to the other side, it will be 7 minus 3, and this will be 7x by 10 plus 7x by 10. So we get 4 is equal to 14x by 10. So finally we get the amount x as 40 by 14, which is 20 by 7. So 20 by 7 liter of this mixture was replaced with water. Our next question is from geometry. It is given that a square is inscribed in a circle and an equilateral triangle is inscribed in the same circle. The side length of the square is 10 centimeter, and we have to find the ratio of area of square to that of the triangle. So one thing which we should know before solving this question is that suppose we have a circle and there is its diameter, and if we form a triangle with the 2 points of the diameter and a third point lying anywhere on the circle, and if we join these 3 points, we will get a triangle, and the third side, which will be on the circumference, will always be equal to 90 degree. Similarly, if we take a right angle triangle and we form a circle around it such that the 3 vertex lie on the circumference of the circle, then automatically the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle will become the diameter. So we are given that a square is inscribed in a circle, something like this, and the length of the edge is 10. Now as it is a square, this angle will be 90 degree, and this will be the hypotenuse. So, and this will also be 10. We know that the diagonal of a square is root 2 times of its side. So this will be equal to 10 root 2. Now if we see the property which we just discussed now, this is 90-degree and it is lying on the circumference. And if we see this triangle A, B and C, the AC is the hypotenuse of this triangle and it automatically becomes the diameter. So we are given that the diameter is 10 root 2, which is 2 times the radius, 10 root 2. So we'll get the radius of the circle as 5 root 2. So the area of the circle, area of the square, sorry, is 10 square, which is 100. Now we want to find the area of the triangle, and it is said that an equilateral triangle is also inscribed in the circle, something like this. Now in an equilateral triangle, the orthocenter, circumcenter all are equal. So this will be the center of the circle as well as the center of the triangle. Let us say the triangle be ABC, and this OB the center and BO is our required radius. So let us drop a perpendicular to the chord BC. Let this point be D. So consider this triangle BOD. R we know, which is 5 root 2, and the line joining the vertex to the center of the triangle will bisect the equilateral triangle. Now as this angle is 60-degree, it will bisect it in 2 equal halves, which is, so the angle OBD will become 30-degree. So consider value of cos 30, which here will be the base of the triangle, which is BD, and the hypotenuse, which is BO. BO is nothing but our radius, and we know the value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. BO is our radius 5 root 2, BD is our radius 5 root 2, BD by BO is 5 root 2. So from this we get BD as 5 root 6 by 2. Now we know that the perpendicular bisector D will be the midpoint, so BC will be equal to twice of BD, which is 2 times of 5 root 6 by 2. So we'll get 5 root 6 as the length of the sides of the equilateral triangle. So area of triangle will be, we know that the area of an equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 into the square of the side, so which is 3 by 4, root 3 by 4 into 5 root 6 whole square. We need to find the ratio of area of square to that of the triangle. So we know that we already found that the area of square is 100, and the triangle is root 3 by 4 into 5 root 6 whole square. This will be 100 by root 3 by 4 into 25 into 6, 4. This will be 16 by 6 root 3, which is nothing by 8 by 3 root 3. So this is our required ratio. Our next question is based on the topic sequences and series. That we are given that the sum of first 10 terms of an arithmetic progression is 150 and the sum of the next 10 terms is 350. Find the first term and the common difference. Let the AP be A plus D, A plus 2D up to A plus n minus 1 into D, which is the nth term of an AP. So in an AP, the every next term is incremented by an equal amount, which here is D. We are given that the sum of first 10 terms of an AP. The sum of first n terms of an AP is given as Sn equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, where n is the number of terms, a is the first term, d is the common difference. We are given that the sum of first 10 terms, which let us say a1 plus a2 plus up to a10, is given as 150. So the first 10 terms sum will be n by 2. Here number of terms are 10. So 10 by 2 into 2a plus 10 minus 1 into d, which is given as 150. So we'll get 2a plus 9d as 30. This will be our first equation. Now again it is given that the sum of next 10 terms means a11 plus a12 plus so on up to a20 as 350. Here the first term is a11. Number of terms are 10 and the common difference is d. So the sum of 10 terms will be 10 by 2 into a11 plus 10 minus 1 into d. This is given as 350. So we'll get a11 plus 9d as 70. Sorry, this will be 2 times. Now we know that the nth term of an AP is a plus n minus 1 into d. So the term a11 will be a plus 11 minus 1 into d, which is nothing but a plus 10d. So a11 will come as a plus 10d plus 9d as 70. So we'll get 2a plus 29d as 70. This will be our equation 2. If we subtract equation 1 from equation 2, we'll get 2a plus 29d minus 2a plus 9d will be equal to 70 minus 30. So this will get cancelled and 20d will be equal to 40. So we'll get d is equal to 2. If we substitute d equal to 2 in equation 1, we'll get 2a plus 9 into 2 is equal to 30, implies 2a is equal to 12 and a is equal to 6. So we'll get the first term as equal to 6 and the common difference as 2. Our next question is from the topic quadratic equation. It is given that p and q are the roots of equation x square minus 6x plus 8 equal to 0, and we need to find the value of p cube plus q cube. So consider any quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now if we take a as common, we'll get x square plus b by a into x plus c by a equal to 0, which is x square plus b by a into x plus c by a is equal to 0. Now any quadratic equation which has roots, consider p and q, can be written in the form of x minus p into x minus q is equal to 0. Now this expression can be expanded as x square minus of p plus q plus pq. If we consider this expression and this expression, we can clearly say that the sum of roots of a quadratic equation is equal to minus b by a, and the product of the roots, which is pq, is c by a. Here we are given that x square minus 6x plus 8 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 6 and c is 8. So we'll get p plus q will be equal to minus of minus 6 by 1, which is 6, and the product of roots pq as c by a, which is 8 by 1, which is 8. We need to find the value of pq plus q cube. Now this can be written as p plus q into p square minus pq plus q square. Now p square plus q square can be written as p plus q whole square minus 2pq, and this minus pq will remain as it is. So we will get an expression as p plus q into p plus q whole square minus 3pq. Now we know the value of p plus q and pq, so we can directly substitute 6 into 6 square minus 3 into 8, 6 into 36 minus 24, 6 into 12 as 72. So our required answer is 72. Our next question is from the topics of logarithms. It is given that we need to solve the expression log x square minus 3x plus 6 base 2 is greater than 2. Now before solving this question, we need to get our basics on logarithms correct. So suppose we are given an expression as logarithm of a to the base b as c. So we can write it as a is equal to b power c. If log of a power a to the base b is greater than c, then a is greater than b power c if b is greater than 1, and it will be less than b power c if 0 less than b less than 1. So whenever the value of b lies between 0 and 1, the inequality changes. So here it was greater than, now it became less than. So with this we can solve this question. And whenever we are given any question of logarithms, in most of the question the only way is to directly attack the given expression. So here we are given that log of x square minus 3x plus 6 to the base 2 is greater than 2. So we can see that the b is greater than 1. So we can write this expression as x square minus 3x plus 6 greater than 2 power 2. So x square minus 3x plus 6 is greater than 4 implies x square minus 3x plus 2 is greater than 0. Now if we find the roots of this quadratic equation, we'll get it as x equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. These are the roots of a quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3 and c is equal to 2. So we get x as minus b plus or minus 3 square minus of 3 square minus 4 into a into c by 2 into a. So this will be equal to 3 plus or minus 9 minus 8 by 2. So 3 plus or minus 1 by 2. So the two roots will be 3 plus 1 by 2, which is 2, and 3 minus 1 by 2, which is 1. So the expression x square minus 3x plus 2 greater than 0 can be written as x minus 2 into x minus 1 is greater than 0. Now if we draw a number line, something like this, 1 and 2, which are the roots of the equation. Now this line can be divided into three parts. Let this be the part 1, this will be the part 2, and this is the part 3. Consider that x lies in the part 1, which is x is less than 1. If x is less than 1, then x minus 2 will be a negative value and x minus 1 will also be a negative value. So if we multiply x minus 1 into x minus 2, if the both values are negative, then the overall expression will be positive. So the region 1 is the same as our required expression. So the x lies in region 1. If we see region 2, if 1 less than or equal to x less than 2, then x minus 1 will be greater than 0 and x minus 2 will be less than 0. And if we multiply the terms x minus 1 and x minus 2, our overall expression will be negative. So this doesn't lie. So our x doesn't lie in region 2. Similarly, if we see for region 3 that which x is greater than 2, which means x minus 1 will be greater than 0 and x minus 2 will also be greater than 0. And if we multiply x minus 1 and x minus 2, the product will also be greater than 0. So we can say that x lies in region 3 as well. So overall we can say that x is less than 1, which is region 1, and x is greater than 2, which implies x belongs to minus infinite to 1 and 2 to infinite. That's all.